位记者朋友，大家下午好，欢迎出席本。
Good afternoon. Welcome to the press conference. Questions, please.
谢谢发言人。总台话语中心记者提问：国家主席习近平特别代表、国家副主。
CCTV President Xi Jinping's Special Representative Vice President Han Zheng attended the coronation ceremony of King Charles III in the UK. Can you share more with us? President Xi Jinping's Special Representative Vice President Han Zheng attended the coronation ceremony of King Charles III and relevant activities in London upon invitation. The UK attached high importance to his attendance, received the Chinese delegation with premium courtesy and made thoughtful arrangements. King Charles III expressed appreciation to President Xi Jinping and his wife Professor Peng Liyuan for their congratulatory messages to him and the Queen, and welcome to Han Zheng attending the coronation ceremony as President Xi's special representative. Han Zheng also met with Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, Prince William of Wales, and Deputy Prime Minister Oliver Dowden, and attended a welcome dinner hosted by Chinese and British business communities in London. During these events, Han Zheng shared China's economic situation and policy orientation, highlighting the immense potential in China-UK cooperation and the need for the two governments to respond to the business's call for cooperation, keep bilateral relations stable, and provide more policy support for a sound basis for mutually beneficial cooperation. Han stressed the need for UK to provide an open, fair, and non-discriminatory business environment for Chinese companies investing in the UK, and protect the safety of Chinese students and tourists and facilitate their travel and stay. The British side said it values UK-China relations and looks forward to high-level exchanges. It noted the two countries enjoy broad prospects for cooperation in areas such as green economy and sustainable development. It's important to build a stable and constructive bilateral relationship and make Chinese companies, students, and tourists feel safe and welcome. Han Zheng's trip marked the first face-to-face exchange between Chinese and UK leaders since China's two sessions. The delegation had deep-going exchanges with people from various sectors in the UK, reached broad common understandings on cooperation, and achieved the purpose of the trip. China is ready to work with the UK for sustained, sound, and steady growth of bilateral relations. Next one, please.
Question from Bloomberg. Reports in Japanese media say that the US, Japan, South Korea are planning to link their radar systems to better track missiles from North Korea. In relation to this, my questions are, is China concerned that this will also allow greater surveillance of China by the US and its allies? And does this move violate the 3 no's policy agreed by China and the previous Moon administration? Thank you.
彭博社提问：根据日本媒体的报道，美国、日本和韩国计划要连接雷达，以跟踪有关朝鲜弹道导弹的实时信息。我的问题是，中方是否担忧此举将会加强美国及其盟友对中国的监视，以及这是否违反中国和前韩国政府文在寅政府所达成的3不原则？
Could you repeat your question, please?
So reports in Japanese media say that the US, Japan, and South Korea are planning to link their radar systems to better track missiles from North Korea. So is China concerned that this will also allow greater surveillance of China by the US and its allies? And does this violate the 3 no's policy that was agreed by China and the previous Moon administration? Thank you.
彭博社提问：根据日本媒体的报道，美国、日本、韩国计划要连接雷达系统，以更好地跟踪有关朝鲜导弹的实时信息。我的问题是，中方是否担忧此举会加强美国及其盟友对中国的监视，以及这是否违反中国和前韩国政府文在寅政府所达成的3不政策？
首先我要说的一点是，朝鲜半岛问题。
The nature of the Korean Peninsula issues is political and security issues. The root cause is the lingering legacy of the Cold War and absence of peace mechanism. The US, Japan, and ROK, using the Korean Peninsula issues as the pretext, are stepping up military cooperation. This will not help remove the Cold War remnants or advance the peace mechanism process. It will only heighten the risks for bloc confrontation and undermine the fragile mutual trust and harm other countries' strategic security interests. Relevant parties would be to blame if the situation on the Korean Peninsula were to slide into tension, confrontation, and arms race, a vicious cycle. The third issue, the two sides reached agreement not to allow this issue to be a stumbling block in bilateral cooperation, and will strive to make sure that bilateral relations and cooperation will not be affected by this issue. Next one, please.
AFP. The Foreign Ministry announced that a diplomat of the Consulate General of Canada in China will be designated as a persona non grata. Could you further share with us the reason behind it?
方面罔顾中方严正交涉。
Despite China's serious démarche, Canada declared a Chinese diplomat persona non grata based on the false accusation of Chinese interference in Canada's internal affairs. We strongly condemn and firmly oppose this, and has lodged a serious démarche and strong protest to Canada. China never interferes in other countries' internal affairs. The interference claims about China by Canada are unfounded. They are ideology and politically driven manipulation designed to slander and denigrate China. Canada's ill-founded decision to declare Chinese diplomat persona non grata is an egregious move that violates the basic norms governing international relations and deliberate blow to Canada's relations with China. For quite some time, Canadian media and senior politicians have cited so-called CSIS classified documents to smear the Chinese diplomatic and consular missions in Canada. The accusations are not based on facts, but trumped up with hidden agenda. In reaction to Canada's unscrupulous move, China has decided to take a reciprocal countermeasure by declaring Jennifer Lin Lalonde, Consul of the Consulate General of Canada in Shanghai, persona non grata, who has been asked to leave China no later than May the 13th. This is a move to uphold China's lawful rights and interests and is fully justified and necessary. I want to stress that Chinese diplomatic and consular missions and staff in Canada abide by relevant international conventions and Canada's laws and regulations. They have performed their duty in accordance with the law. The Canadian government's ill-founded and erroneous action seriously harm the lawful rights and interests of Chinese diplomats and consular personnel. We do not accept this. We will not waver in our resolve to uphold China's interests. We urge Canada to stop its provocation at once. If Canada decides to continue its wanton act, China will react firmly and all consequences must be borne by Canada. Next one, please.
Kyoto News. Also about the China and Canada issue, I would like to know why would the Canadian consul be declared a person non grata?
I just stated clearly that in reaction to Canada's unscrupulous move, China has decided to take legitimate measures to safeguard our lawful rights and interests. This is fully justified and necessary. We urge Canada to stop its provocation at once. Next one, please.
谢谢发言人。总台央视记者提问：秦刚国务委员兼外长日前在巴基斯坦出席了第5次
State Councilor Foreign Minister Qin Gang attended the 5th China-Afghanistan-Pakistan Foreign Ministers Dialogue in Pakistan a few days ago, the first one in the past 2 years. Do you have any comments? The dialogue was held in Islamabad. Pakistani Foreign Minister chaired the dialogue and Acting Foreign Minister of the Afghan interim government attended the dialogue. This is the first Foreign Ministers dialogue among the 3 countries since the profound change in Afghanistan in 2021. It marked the resumption of the mechanism. The 3 ministers had candid, in-depth exchange of views on good neighborliness, mutual trust, security cooperation, counter-terrorism, connectivity, trade and investment, and reached common understandings. A joint statement was issued. The 3 parties resolved to further deepen and expand cooperation in security development and political domains. The 3 sides agreed to coordinate and cooperate on security, organized crime, drug smuggling, etc. They stressed on the need of not allowing any individual group or party, including the TTP and the ETIM, to use their territories to harm or threaten regional security and interests or conduct terrorist actions. All 3 sides underscored the need to refrain from interference and to promote Afghan peace, stability, and risk construction. They reaffirmed their resolve to harness Afghanistan's potential as a hub for regional connectivity and their commitment to trilateral cooperation and the BRI and to jointly expand CPEC to Afghanistan. They will push forward connectivity in infrastructure, norms, standards, explore facilitating measures for the movement of people and trade, and agree to strengthen cooperation in agriculture, trade, energy, capacity building, etc. They call upon the international community to engage constructively with Afghanistan. They urge relevant countries to lift unilateral sanctions and return overseas assets for the benefit of the Afghan people and create opportunities for prosperity in Afghanistan. As the Council Foreign Minister Qin Gang noted, China is ready to, through the China-Afghanistan-Pakistan trilateral cooperation channels, strengthen strategic communication and policy coordination, enhance good neighborliness, friendship and strategic mutual trust, strengthen counterterrorism and security cooperation, and jointly, the 3 countries can set an example of cooperation among neighbors through mini-lateralism and on hotspot issues and promote regional stability and prosperity.
This question is regarding the investigation into the U.S. firm Capvision, which was detailed in a CCTV news item extensively last night. So my question is, has there been any arrests made at Capvision or at other firms as part of these recent raids? And can you tell me what other firms, if any, have been targeted for such raids and investigations? Thank you.
我的问题是关于凯盛荣英信息科技公司的。昨天晚上央视新闻对这一案件进行了详细的报道。我的问题具体来说是，请问中方是否从该公司逮捕一些人员？最近在针对其他公司的类似的工作当中，是否逮捕了其他的人员？以及中方是否针对其他公司进行了突袭，或者是进行相关的调查？
我想告诉大家的是，近期。
Recently, Chinese national security authorities and other competent departments carried out open law enforcement actions on relevant company. It is normal law enforcement actions in accordance with Chinese laws, aiming to promote well-regulated and sound development of relevant sector and safeguard national security and development interests. Next one, please. Anything else?
Just following up on Capvision, it's such a highly publicized investigation. What message is this intended to send to the consultancy industry, and how can foreign investors feel confident to conduct due diligence after such a highly publicized national security investigation into a major consultancy? Thank you.
我的问题还是关于凯盛荣英信息科技公司的，对于这一公司的调查，中方进行了非常多的公开报道。那么我想问的是，中方想借此事对于咨询企业释放什么样的信息？那么在这个如此重要的咨询公司被调查的背景下，其他企业如何能够为自己的合规经营表示信心？
我刚才已经介绍了。
As I just said, this is a normal law enforcement action in accordance with Chinese laws, and the aim is to promote the well-regulated and sound development of relevant sector and safeguard China's security and development interests. Next one, please.
Question regarding China's participation in the inaugural virtual meeting of Sri Lanka's creditors. My question is, will China be joining an inaugural virtual meeting of Sri Lanka's creditors regarding the nation's debt restructuring, which is set to take place tonight, this evening, 8 p.m. China time? Thank you.
彭博社提问，我的问题是关于中国是否会参加首次于线上举行的斯里兰卡债务重组的债权人会议。此次会议将于今天晚上北京时间今天晚上8点举行，中方是否会参加此次会议？
关于在斯里兰卡。
China's position on Sri Lankan debt issue has been stated on multiple occasions. I would like to reiterate that China supports Chinese financial institutions in discussing and consulting with the Sri Lankan side to find a proper solution. And we have taken concrete action and will continue to play a positive role. At the same time, we hope other multilateral parties will also join the talks and share responsibilities. For the specific question, I refer you to the competent authorities. Next one, please.
还有其他的问题吗？
Anything else? If there's nothing else, that's all for today. Thank you.